What was supposed to be the start of a new chapter has become a costly ordeal for several families across the Southeast. Customers of a Georgia-based modular and manufactured home retailer say they paid for homes they never received or were left with homes that are still unfinished. WSAV's Isabella Baez has been investigating their claims and joins us now with what the families are saying.
Well, Tina, WSAV has received emails from customers sharing their experiences with a manufactured home retailer. Dozens of others are also speaking out on social media, from Tennessee to Florida and right here in Georgia. The Feeser family tell me they paid more than $200,000 cash for a home they never received. The Couch family says they did get their home, but it was unlivable.
Never would have saw this coming.
We're just here with no money, no home, no answers.
Two families, two different stories, all about the same Georgia-based manufactured and modular home retailer, Yurezz Home Center.
We stumbled across this particular home and fell in love with it.
They had one that we really liked that they emailed me, and that's why we went with them.
We first told you about the Feesers on WSAV earlier this year when they tragically lost their home to a fire. While trying to rebuild, they thought they found their perfect home.
We went to the bank, we got them a cashier's check. They told us someone else was looking at the same home. If we could bring them $200,000, they'd hold it for us until we get the rest. So we brought $200,000 cashier's check and gave it to them on May 5th.
In the end, they said they paid more than $250,000 for their home. Feeser saying permits were done and inspection was started. Then they say out of nowhere, the company went silent.
I called them and said, hey, when are we going to do this? They said, we'll find out for you. Okay. I texted the next day and I didn't get a response.
About 20 miles away, the Couches say they got their manufactured home, but it was left unfinished.
We don't have running water to the home, and we also don't have HVAC to the home currently, or the brick skirting.
Couch says they are now paying both a mortgage for their manufactured home and rent on a place where they can actually live.
They've already picked out rooms, actually, so my son wants the back bedroom so he can see the pine trees where all the deer are going to be.
Both families tell me after having their timelines pushed back, their calls started to go unanswered.
And sitting here just as it is since 5/6, we kind of stopped getting communication shortly after that. So
paid it off May 8th. So.
And when was your home supposed to be here?
They told us they could have it delivered the first week of June.
Desperate for answers, they turned to social media.
Pulled up Facebook. My original intention was to go to the Yurezz's Facebook page, and I noticed that the Facebook pages were gone. And then I saw a post, and I can't remember who it was originally, but it was a lady, and she was saying, I have heard that they are closed. Help, I'm in the process of getting a home from them, and it just kind of spiraled.
I got involved in a Facebook group that's going on. We did find out there are over 200 customers that are dealing with either unfinished homes or they didn't get their homes at all like us.
WSAV reached out to Yurezz Home Center on multiple occasions.
Thank you for calling Yurezz Home Center. We apologize, but we are temporarily closed at our stores.
The Statesboro location empty with a sign saying closed. The owner, Richard Altman, sharing a text message to WSAV saying, in quote, Yurezz Home Center Incorporated made the difficult decision to pause its retail operations. We are currently operating on a very limited scale while we assessed out next steps. Meanwhile, the Feesers and the Couches and dozens of others saying they are left with nothing but questions and hurting wallets.
It's a mess. It really has been a nightmare.
We're going to fight. We have nothing left. We have nothing left to lose.
I reached out to multiple law enforcement agencies about the allegations against Yurezz Home Center. The FBI says they are aware and take these kinds of allegations seriously, but due to policy, they cannot confirm or deny whether they are investigating. The Bulloch County Sheriff's Office also responding, only confirming that they have received complaints. Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Isabella, thank you. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help tracking down two men wanted in connection with a series of crimes in a Bluffton neighborhood. Investigators have identified the suspects as 18-year-old Vernon Pope Jr. and 19-year-old Arthur Edwards Jr. Both men are facing multiple charges, including first-degree burglary, grand larceny of a motor vehicle, and 5 counts of breaking into a motor vehicle. Deputies say they responded to multiple reports of suspicious activity, vandalism, vehicle break-ins, and a stolen vehicle during the 2-day period. Anyone who knows where either suspect may be is asked to contact the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. A jury will soon begin deliberations in a Bulloch County murder trial after both sides rested today in Statesboro. The case involves a man accused of stabbing a stranger to death and stealing his vehicle. WSAV's Evan Smoke has more now, and we do want to warn you, some of the details may be disturbing.
Here at the Bulloch County Courthouse, sides have now rested in the case of a man who allegedly gouged his own eyes out following his arrest in connection to a homicide on I-16.
He used his finger to physically injure and remove his own eyes at separate occasions.
That was investigator Cody Wallace, who helped investigate the homicide of Bruce Dupree. Dupree was found shirtless and bleeding near I-16 on the evening of October 14, 2024. Robert Keller was arrested later that night after attempting to flee from police. Wallace spoke to Keller multiple times during his incarceration and detailed one of those conversations on the witness stand Tuesday.
Keller told me once again on December 12th at 11:26 that he was not crazy and that he does not hear voices. He continued to say that the reason he is harming himself is he feels like he needs to be punished. He said, I made some choices that led me here and I'm being punished by the Creator.
Prosecution also called multiple other witnesses, including the medical examiner who performed the autopsy on the stabbing victim, as well as a GBI forensic biologist who testified about the results she concluded from testing a knife, which prosecution say is the murder weapon.
The swabbing from the handle of the knife contained a mixture of DNA from at least 2 individuals. A DNA match was identified between the data from the swabbing of the handle of the knife and Bruce Dupree. There is a second individual in the mixture. However, due to limited data, no conclusive determination can be made.
The defense also rested Tuesday, calling no witnesses. Closing statements are scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Reporting from Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
New tonight, the Chatham Area Transit Board has approved its fiscal year 2027 budget. The vote comes as the agency continues to navigate uncertainty over transit service to Port Wentworth. Leaders say the budget preserves key services, including paratransit and ferry operations, despite months of negotiations with Chatham County. The board also discussed the future of service to Port Wentworth, which is set to end December 31st. The change comes after the Chatham County Commission voted against allowing Port Wentworth to join CAT's Transit Tax District. County leaders say Port Wentworth must first pass a referendum to join the district, while city leaders argue state law does not require one.
It's going to affect a lot of people, and I really do feel sorry for the people that's living out west and the people and all the growth that's happening in Port Wentworth. I wish that there was something else that we could have done.
Port Wentworth's current agreement with CAT expires at the end of the year. CAT leaders say they hope county and city officials can return to the table after this year's elections to find a way to restore service. Well, following up now, the plan for a proposed wastewater facility in Liberty County is still evolving. Now the Development Authority is evaluating a second possible discharge site as it moves forward with a project that has drawn strong public scrutiny. The Liberty County Development Authority has now formally asked the Georgia Environmental Protection Division to evaluate whether the North Newport River can support wastewater discharges from the proposed water reclamation facility, an alternative to the Laurel View River, which had been the only proposed discharge location.
We continue to lay out the plans and eventually make a proposal to build it. We're not even at the batter's box. We're still in the dugout, warming up, waiting to get on the field.
A community meeting is scheduled for July 13th at 6 p.m. in Riceboro, where residents will have the opportunity to ask questions about the proposed facility and the options still under consideration. New tonight, small business owners are getting a financial boost from a revitalization program aimed at helping them recover from the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Greater Savannah Black Chamber of Commerce and the Georgia Coalition of Black Chambers hosted a private reception tonight at the Hyatt Regency Savannah. 11 local small businesses were recognized after successfully completing the Small Business Revitalization Grant Program. Organizers say the initiative provided about $80,000 in state-backed funding to help entrepreneurs rebuild, grow, and stabilize their operations following the pandemic.
To be able to put money in directly into a business hand, businesses that was impacted by COVID, businesses that might have to take out a loan or do some things to survive during the COVID, to come back and be able to put certain monies in their hand, that was really amazing.
The Chamber says it will host its Small Business Expo on August 1st to continue supporting local entrepreneurs.